Trey Lance.
Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with your hosts MB and K. Lou, and the whole cast of characters is back, baby. The Haven in the building, Double A, and wham bam, he back. Thank you, Cam. D Haven, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and go. You was talking about you don't care.
Nah. We lose tonight, and we gotta get closer to Trey Lance. So, just we'll see what happens, man.
But Jimmy G been balling for 3 weeks in a row, man.
He's not the future, right?
Oh, so there y'all go.
You want to see what you have. I mean, I'm getting jealous watching Mac Jones. Everybody he the new rave, and the 49ers passed. So we can't really evaluate this until Trey Lance gets his shot. So they got to be out of contention for them to get his shot. So if they lose tonight, that's one step closer.
So you ready to throw in the towel? Cuz you throwing in the towel?
It's gone.
I thought you was holding on to that 7 spot. Baby.
I want to see what we got. You saw the Panthers.
He ain't gonna be able to bathe tonight. That's how it's going.
The Panthers beat the same Cardinals team that we lost to at home last week. The Panthers beat them 34-10. The same team without Murray and Hopkins. So that's saying something. We lost 8 games in a row at home. Something's not right. So we need to see if boy genius Shanahan is he really a boy genius. And to do that, his legacy and his coaching career with the 49ers is going to be staked on how Trey Lance developed. And we won't know until Trey Lance plays.
But it's still hope, man. You the one convincing me. I was thinking you blowed up. It's like, nah, man, it's still hope for the playoff. Now you changing your stance.
After what I saw last week, and then what I saw the Panthers did to that same team in Arizona, it's something not right, man.
Oh man. Well, the difference is the Panthers got Cam. I'm back, huh? Is he back? Huh, Jason? I know you promote Cam like you Don King, man. Is he back, baby? What's up? Wham bam, thank you, Cam.
First off, I would promote the Water Boy if I thought he was the reason why we were winning. But I want to be excited. I don't know. I mean, he's back. He's physically back. But at the end of the day, he 2 plays, really. And both plays played right into his wheelhouse. I feel like he was a little late on that throw to Robbie Anderson on that second one, but it worked because of his arm strength. But I think that is a little alarming to me because that shows hopefully he's not relying on that arm strength like he used to, because he used to be able to get away with a late throw because he could zip it harder than someone else, which is why you see him tense up and just kind of sling it. So tempered enthusiasm, if I needed to make a pun there. But I think he's back. I think the excitement he brings alone gives us a shot. Look how our defense responds. So.
Come on, man. You coaching like you a quarterback guru, man. What you doing your day job, man? You a quarterback guru on us, huh? You got some tapes out there, man?
Oh man, I was a backup quarterback in junior high, and I feel like that really taught me.
You was a 5-star backup quarterback.
I was a 4-star, coming out of elementary school. I was highly recruited, so it just I mean, if you think I'm wrong, let me know. But y'all, the Cam Newton throw, he tenses up and just kind of like looks like I'm about to throw this harder than I've ever thrown anything in my life, and that's because he's making throws about a half second later than he should be. You know what I mean? And so I think that made that throw to Robbie Anderson barely work when it should have comfortably worked because that route design was perfect. So it worked, but let's see if he can learn the offense and get a little better. If you have to count on just winging it all the time, high school ball only gets you so far.
Ooh, good Lord, man. I don't know, man. You and DeHaven, y'all switch up in a minute. Good Lord, you were promoting Cam. I'm talking about, man, Cam need to go somewhere. You was promoting, say he still got something in him, and now he on the team. Now you switching up on it. Golly, good Lord.
Time with a team to develop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like Robbie Anderson wasn't exactly where he wanted to go with that throw, but he made the right read, just made it about a half second too late. And I feel like hopefully time in the system will help him make that read quicker, or maybe he's kind of the same Cam and he just makes those reads late anyway. So we'll see.
I got 2 questions for you. One, he obviously looks a lot thinner and looks like he lost some weight, so which I think is a good sign. You think this gets you back in the playoffs?
I think it can with the expanded teams this year. I think I don't think we're going to win out. I mean, I think that's foolish for anybody to at any point in the season to think, well, win out, you're in. Okay, well, that's basically everybody before week 7. So I think that it gives us a game or two that we may not have gotten without him, and I think that could be the difference. But if we get in, it's going to be on the bubble. We'll be the last team in or something. We got 5 losses, so.
Right.
Most importantly, Jason, what happens moving forward? How does Carolina Panthers look next year?
I don't think. I mean, maybe Cam, but even then, like I think if he lights it up and just fairy tale story, I don't think anybody there is lost on the fact that we have got to make a move for Deshaun Watson in the offseason. I mean, I think that's the play. I think Tepper probably wised up when he heard Houston changing the price on Miami. So I think it ain't going to be Darnold. I think he played his way right out of town, unfortunately. So I think he's going to be a good, solid Geno Smith somewhere the rest of his career. PJ Walker, I don't know, has a skill set for the league, so I don't know where he goes. I think at best Cam could win the starting job for next year if we don't get Deshaun Watson. That's what I think.
Wow. Okay, Lord. I'm speaking.
He's like, wow. The heck with the guy.
Man, I feel like I'm at Disney World making a wish.
Throw a coin.
What's this dream come true, man? Make a wish foundation. Golly, man. Yep.
I mean, I'm glad he's back. Let's see what he does. But I mean, I don't want to be foolish. I don't want to be the guy on here like we going to the Super Bowl. Look what happens then.
Right. Now, next week, I think the rumor now is it came out that they're preparing him to start. Do you think it's too early for him to start next week? I mean, he's got to learn the playbook, get ready to go. I mean, I love the way they massaged him in, had some packages.
Cool.
It took me back to, those Florida days, back in the day, So They did an excellent job of massaging him in, had certain packages for him and stuff, and he took advantage of it. So now, see what he does with the whole playbook. I mean, obviously Arizona, I know DeHaven, he talked about this earlier, 49ers Arizona, but Arizona, I mean, they helped out a bit too with a couple turnovers, early turnovers, put them in a situation. But Carolina, they came ready to play, And basically, if he can manage the game and not force it, I think that defense can carry him to some degree based on who you play, But I don't know. Is he back? I don't know. I think you gotta hold off until we see him actually start and what he do with the with the whole entire playbook and how his arm looked. Like you already critiqued his one throw. Good Lord, But I think what he played like 8 plays. He was 3 for 4 on pass completion and stuff like that. But to me, it's just I think the verdict is still out. I don't know if he's back. I know literally he's back, and I'm happy he's back. But I don't know, like you said, if he's the one that put him over the top.
Yeah, I mean, if you think he never got any time with Joe Brady because his departure, so he's fresh in this playbook because it ain't what he left Carolina in. So he's got to learn it all. And I think where that has the biggest effect is the third check, or knowing which place he has a check down, where that check down is. So I don't think he can start. I don't see how you could start this week unless they just run a vanilla game plan that Ron Rivera will destroy. Rivera knows the team, so they're going to have to do something different. And if you're going to do something different, it's going to have to be PJ Walker who knows the playbook.
Yeah, and Ron Rivera's coming off a big time win.
Yeah, exactly. That was
they lost Chase Young though. Chase Young's going for the year.
Yeah,
he
they
wasn't
went towards ACL.
Yeah, I think Carolina has a good shot of holding on to that 7th playoff spot, though. I think New Orleans is going to drop some more with Trevor Siemian. So I think they leapfrogged New Orleans, and I think they got Tampa Bay twice at the end of the season. And the way Atlanta looked yesterday.
Who's got Tampa Bay twice?
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina, got you.
At the end of the season, but I think they got Washington. I forget who they have after that, but I think it's a winnable game. Like I said, I think they can – Miami, yeah. So I think they can leapfrog New Orleans, and I think they hold on to that 7th seed if Minnesota doesn't get hot. Minnesota had a big win yesterday, but
Minnesota seem like they're getting hot. Kirk Cousins, I know K-Lou, one of K-Lou's favorite quarterbacks with Matty Ice.
Hold on, hey, there you. Oh, okay, you saying Matty Ice? I thought you were talking about Kurt. Nah,
No, you put him in the same family.
I say he's one of your favorite quarterbacks along with Matty Ice.
No, I'm good with Kurt.
You good with Kurt? Well,
Yeah.
Kurt good. Kurt right now, I think he's got like one of the best touchdown to interception ratios. I think he's got like 2 picks and 18 touchdowns. So Kurt, so hey, you like that? Kurt bringing that saying out of retirement, man, and getting it done.
Captain Kirk.
It's Matty Ice that put up 3 points this week. That's who I'm telling. I've been telling you about.
I had him on my fantasy team. I had 2 points. It's got to be a fantasy team quarterback record. 2 points.
You obviously don't listen to none of us on this show.
I had to replace him. The 2 points. He was just like a sub, but 2 points.
Man, you talking? You said what?
We can't hear you, man.
You can't hear me?
No, now we
okay,
can.
now we can.
Who was behind him? Why don't you start Matt Ryan against Dallas?
I don't want to talk about the silliest fantasy move I made, but we ain't gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna tell it here.
You gotta say it now. Oh.
Well, since you bringing that up, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. I'll kick it off with NFL. He's a problem, and man, you just talked about it. I'm going defense, right? And I was thinking about going to Green Bay defense against Seattle since they shut Seattle out 17-0. But you know I'm going, man, I'll show you some whole time line. I'm going for those Cowboys defense. I know they scored 43-3, but that defense, man, they held it down, man. They held Falcons to 11 first downs, 214 total yards, 1 for 11 on third down. And your boy Matty Ice, 9 for 21, right? 2 interceptions. I ain't even see it. Had a quarterback ranking of 21.4.
Wow.
21.4 quarterback rankings. Cowboys got 3 picks. I think they 2 starting corners. Trayvon White, he got another pick leading the league. They nickel back got a pick. The other corner got a pick. I mean, shoot, I could have played, got a pick. Good Lord. Hey, that defense, their problem. He's a problem. Sorry, cuz I know that's your Falcons, baby.
No, ain't my
Cowboys.
49ers.
Cowboys some love. K-Lou, man, who you got for he's a problem?
My question to Jason real quick is didn't he just re-sign 2 years ago? Matty Ice?
They extended him.
Yeah.
He's like $40 million against the cap.
That's what I was thinking about. It'll be when you was reading his numbers. Like, I think they just redid him.
41 million
they
against
can't
the
do
cap.
no Matty Ice.
That's $10 million per quarterback rating.
Well, look here, man. Y'all been hating on this guy all year long. He was always in the penthouse. Then y'all started attacking him all year. He just wanted to let y'all know, hey, y'all must have forgot. You remember that, MB? Y'all must have forgot, baby. He's a problem. Listen here, Patrick Mahomes, 406. Yeah, I said it. In a real NFL game, 406. I'm going to say it again. In a real NFL game, who's throwing for 406 yards? Patrick Mahomes is 5 touchdowns, 127 QBR. And if you worry about completion rate, I think he was like 35 for 45. It was like maybe he missed 10, 12 throws. Wow, he's a problem.
He's definitely a problem. David, who you got, man? Let's put a smile on your face, man. Who you got? He's a problem.
I like that Stephon Diggs game from last weekend. 162 and a touchdown. Buffalo they were coming off that bad loss. I think people kind of forgetting about them a little bit. And I think I think Stephon Diggs really makes, obviously Josh Allen is the catalyst, but Diggs really makes that offense go. I think they were relying on Emmanuel Sanders for a couple of weeks, but I really like Diggs' game, even though they're playing the Jets. But I think they're back on, I think they got their offense back on track and they're back in the mix of things because they're going to have to try to hold New England off the way the Patriots are playing. So they're going to need every little bit they can get out of Diggs because they don't really have a running game either. Buffalo doesn't.
Right.
Josh Allen is the running game. So 8 for 116 a touch. I think, he was a problem this week.
What's up, D. Claude?
He's a problem.
What about college teammates in the building? D. Claude, what up, baby? He played at Denver, MB.
Okay, D. Claude said Panthers would make it to the playoff. He said it first.
Smart man.
He said it first. Double A, man, what you got for he's a problem?
I got that young little quarterback out of Alabama that both Atlanta and San Fran passed on. Mac Jones, 19 of 23, three touchdowns, and they played so well. He gave the backup a couple snaps.
Ooh, yeah.
They
Mac
put
Jones,
it on Cleveland. Cleveland's supposed to be the real deal defense. He's a problem, I gotta say. And Buffalo, he's coming.
180 yards, though.
I don't care about the yards, man. The win, 19 of 23. That ball don't touch the ground.
You got Belichick and Josh McDaniels, man.
Belichick don't
total
throw the
package,
ball.
baby.
He's a good system quarterback, Double A. I'm be hating on him for years. Like,
You'll be thinking about him tonight watching against them Rams.
I know. Ryan Lee.
At least you can admit when you hate, man. Some people can't admit when they hate, man. I ain't pointing fingers. Some people can't admit when they hate.
Listen, it's hard for me to get on a Bama player on itself. But I'm just telling you, man. Belichick, he evolves, he iterates, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, no doubt. They definitely get a problem. Man, who you got? Wham Bam, thank you, Cam.
I'm actually not. I'm gonna go Christian McCaffrey. 156 yards, did everything that was asked of him, does it better than anybody else. I think, I don't want to say Cam be damned, but Cam or not, he Cam, buckle up, because if we do well, there's Cam puns the whole season. So get ready. But mine's Christian McCaffrey, man. I just think he does more than what's asked of him, and he's the best running back in the league. He's a problem.
Ooh, he's a problem.
In what, 2 more years, you'll back him up and y'all will draft Shipley, huh? Because he's the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, put some respect on Christian McCaffrey's name, baby. Hey, listen, he that dude. That other guy you talking about, Shipley, not him. Sorry.
He's a child. He's a child. He can't even buy cigarettes, and we're hating on him this much.
He still got something to go. Well, I'm gonna switch up, man. You know me. We going to college football.
Here we go.
He's a problem.
The whole roster at Miami.
No doubt. The whole roster. I'm showing some love, but it ain't Miami, unfortunately. It's FSU. Jermaine Johnson, a.k.a. JJ. He's dynamite, number 11, defensive end for Florida State. 7 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, sack caused fumble. Hey, man, he led those Florida State, man. He helped those Florida State beat my Hurricanes 31-28. That I told Pat Jam before the season, I said that Florida State defense be playing physical, man. They play tough. Pat Jam laughing at him. I wish he was here to defend himself, but that number 11, hey, he don't need nobody to defend him. He gets it done, and he got it done all day long, all season long. Jermaine Johnson, a.k.a. JJ Dynamite, he's the problem. See that, K-Lou? I can't hate, baby.
Okay, I'm shocked.
I show them Florida State some love.
I'm shocked, and I know they appreciate it, but I'm gonna go to a team that we don't look at much. Although I used to keep up with them, because that's what Clayton White, our old teammate, come from. He was the DC there. Western Kentucky went to Rice, baby, and Bailey zapped them, baby. He did it good. 32 or 42, 486. Again, I'm going to tell you, let's round up. 500 yards in the air. What were they doing? 5 touchdowns, 211 QBR. Yeah, I said it, not one something. 211 QBR. Bailey Zapp, he's a problem.
Golly, 200?
211. QBR.
I ain't even know they go that high.
Me either.
That's crazy.
What is that?
That's crazy. Double A, who you got, baby?
I've been on their bandwagon for a good month now, but this Georgia D is unlike anything else in college football right now. And everybody said, "Oh, Tennessee was going to put up points. They were going to scare them." That was, the catch me game. They held that team to 55 yards, 10 points. That game was over before it was ever even started. So
Gotcha.
they're rolling right now. Them dogs are rolling. So they a problem.
Yeah, they're a problem. They ain't got nobody to test them the rest of the way.
I don't think so.
To the championship game. All right, Bulldogs, they're a problem. Who you got there, DeHaven?
I'm liking this. I know Miami needed North Carolina to win, but I'm liking Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh. In a year that there's not a lot of top level quarterbacks that are probably going to be in the top half of the draft. I think he's the one. I think he went for 25 for 43, 346, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick, but it was a gritty win in overtime against North Carolina. Like I said, I know Miami fans needed North Carolina to lose.
So it don't matter now.
Win. Y'all need to beat them. But no, I think that was those type of wins probably shoots him up the draft board in a year when there's not many quarterbacks. So I think he's a problem this weekend, and he's making himself some money next year.
Yeah, he's been a problem all year, man. Holding it down, man. He's been holding it down all year.
He definitely
got, Jace?
He definitely looks the part of an NFL quarterback.
Yep.
You're not going to see mine coming. He struggled a little bit. He did, but I think K-Lou's really going to appreciate this because for some reason he's infatuated with this team, if only to get at me because of who my favorite team is. I'm going Sam Hartman and Wake Forest. I know he threw he threw 3 interceptions, but the way I see it, man, you know what? He's thrown 5 touchdowns in a game this year. He's thrown for 1 million yards in a game this year. But I think that, in my opinion, he never got rattled. He made a mistake, came back the next drive and scored. He threw an interception. He didn't throw his helmet. He got back to the sideline, talked to his coaches, came out and got the game won. I just think, getting his team in a position to lose just enough, but win just enough so he has that number so that when we beat them and get in there, it helps our resume. So I appreciate him. I really appreciate him.
Come back this Clemson some kind of way.
Yeah. So them being just good enough to be good enough to get beat by us really means a lot, and I appreciate the heck out of them. So I'm looking forward to beating them this coming Saturday. So thank you, Sam, for winning so that it looks good when we beat you.
Ooh, all right. You calling it out, huh? Is that?
I don't know, but I won't be on the show next week if we lose. But no, Sam Hartman, I mean, all kidding aside, I mean, I think that was great. I mean, all game you kept watching to see, okay, is this the Wake Forest that never should have been there, never deserved that ranking? How are they going to respond? NC State not being the greatest team, but they're solid and they tested some.
Absolutely.
So it was if you get down to NC State, they can put you away.
Right.
And Wake Forest never let it happen. They kept responding. So that's my pick.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a problem. And speaking of problems, man, what about this college football playoff? You see OU lost, so that helps out. So right now, who you think that helps the most in the far as college football ratings? Right now, I know the ratings come out tomorrow, but who's in your 4K, Lou?
Hold on now. I don't. I'm still trying to reel from that loss. So
talk to me then.
They were never in.
No, did it come back out or it's tonight?
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Give me some time. Go over to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you who it should help, but it still won't.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, they at this point they should just mail it in. Like they should for it. How are they still not? I mean, it's preposterous. Cincinnati might fall in the rankings because of this. Like seriously.
Notre Dame had a good win this weekend, didn't they? Didn't they blow somebody out?
Virginia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Virginia starting quarterback was out. Ooh, he's one of the top 2 in the.
I think it's Ohio State. That OU loss. If Ohio State wins out,
that helped out the Big Ten more than anybody.
Yeah. But why? Because they were below them anyway, y'all.
They were undefeated. You take that question out of it. You only got one undefeated team left. That's Cincinnati.
It ain't gonna help them.
There you go, Jason. UCF, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, tell them to come down here. Disney will accept them. They had a national championship parade down here for UCF, baby.
Tax Layer Bowl ready, whatever it's called.
So DeHaven, who you think right now, based on the rankings, who you think in the top 4 right now? Then
I mean, Georgia, Alabama. I'm gonna go with Ohio State, and then
Oregon.
I guess it's Oregon. Yeah, Oregon.
and then Oregon, yeah.
Mhm.
Because last week,
Rematch.
Oregon
might get a rematch.
Yeah.
I
Oregon got a tough game this weekend against Utah
Uh-huh.
on the road. So that could shake things up. But you're right. And then Ohio State, they got
Michigan State.
They got a tough 2 weeks. They got Michigan State and they got Michigan the following week. You know,
that's how I think Cincinnati gets in. I think if Ohio State takes it from both those teams, they're gonna. There's no way you're gonna be able to deny them in that 4.
Well,
There's a way. They'll find it.
I definitely hear you, but here's the crazy part: y'all keep looking to me up top, and teams that were pretty much there anyway because they told us that Oregon was better, so that kind of puts Ohio State there, and Ohio State obviously is probably going to be there. I think, the crazy part is here's a situation where it could be a team with 2 losses that still ignore Cincinnati. We don't know how this Big Ten gonna shake out, which brings us back to MB early on in the season who said they beat each other up. Well, here we are, and they're right there doing what he said. But the only monkey wrench I'm gonna throw in there, I think you just said it, Double A. You said it about 30 seconds ago, baby. You said Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. I think the loss helps them. Because now, if you start looking at, I just looked at the rankings previously.
They're moving
up.
up.
Look at who's going to beat who up. Look who's standing there right there looking up, waiting on that to happen. Do not allow them to get close. I'm going to just tell y'all, don't let them get close.
Rudy.
You know what they should do this late in the season? They should change Notre Dame's name in the CFP to just first round bye.
Yeah.
Whoever draws them gets a first round bye. So
right.
They are the gift to the CFP. So I think Oregon's got another loss in them. I think Ohio State might have another loss in them, and somebody's going to get a loss out of Alabama, and it won't matter. Cincinnati will still get screwed. I'm telling you, a 2-loss team gets.
But you're saying that, Jason. So are you saying that they deserve to be there?
Don't ask me that. I mean,
I think Cincinnati deserve to be there. I mean, just the fact,
deserved by they did what they should do. Yeah, but deserve like they would beat the hypothetical. Now
you're talking about another bye. There's no way.
But it might as well be the right.
They struggle with the teams in their conference. Like, remember they beat Navy by what, 8?
Yeah, they would have to put. They would have to put Cincy and Notre Dame on the opposite bracket.
The only game wasn't this Tulane game, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But all you can do is get in front of you. So are we going to punish them because we're like, hey, you did everything that's asked of you. We just don't think you're that great. You know what I mean? So like that part of it, that's a whole different, greater
they
good.
Really didn't, Jason. They played one out of conference game. That was meaningful. If you look at the Alabamas of the world, they consistently do that.
They just played New Mexico State. What are you talking about?
Well,
They just played New Mexico State.
No. But think about it. Who's the first game out of the gate every year with them? It's somebody out of conference and usually a top dog. They don't run away from. They don't.
Not us.
I was giving Miami a little bit of credit.
They didn't follow that. They ain't playing this year. They played us the first game, so that.
But I'm saying. No, what I'm saying, the year before, it's like USC or somebody who every year they pull like Cincinnati. Like, you want to be a big dog, do what big dogs are doing, and Notre Dame thought they was getting the easy one. They got suckered into that game, but they weren't thinking.
They went into Notre Dame and beat them, and they were what was Notre Dame rank?
I'm not saying that wasn't a great win, but I'm saying like I don't think it'll get the same kind of credit because it was early. And they'll say Notre Dame ain't the team. Listen, let me tell you. They gonna tell us that Notre Dame is not the team they were then. I'm telling y'all now.
But do you think they
goes like that every year?
But could they really
I think with Notre Dame winning, I think it helps Cincinnati, in that regards. Because I know I said this last show, but it's so hard when you play the team. I don't know what all the exact formulas they use to decide who gets in that 4. But we talked about this last time, like with Oregon playing Ohio State head up and they beat them, to me, and then Cincinnati playing Notre Dame head up and beat them. It's just hard to leapfrog, especially Notre Dame. They don't play anybody rest of the schedule. Who they play that's ranked?
I don't know, but
we can trying to pull it up. This. And I know Cincinnati don't play. Their remaining schedule is weak as well. But it's just gonna be hard.
Hey, let's look back to yesterday. Our dad's college football growing up, right? Bowl games being everything. Why would other teams get messed over? Crowd, who's gonna fill up that thing. Bowls have not went away, y'all. We just gave them a different name. So what do you think's still behind this?
Tickets and TV.
Travel? Who's gonna spend all the money? And listen, sorry, Cincinnati, we don't know how many fans you got, but we do know Notre Dame gonna show up.
I don't see that.
To be always behind this because you have teams yelling about it prior to the BCS. I'm even saying, guys, teams will be like, "How in the world?" Well, man, look at the stadium when they travel. Get y'all
the Independence Bowl in Louisiana. Y'all Cincinnati can go down there. Y'all can bring 10,000 people. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if you wouldn't think that'd be the biggest robbery in recent memory if Notre Dame gets a dead loss. Oh, that'd be rough.
Your conference too weak. I'm gonna use MB argument again against them, and who else is ranked in their conference? So who'd you beat?
I don't know, but I know MB just said he don't know what formula they use. I think Kevin does.
It's a Nielsen ratings.
Hey, there you go. Real easy formula. Who watching their games and who ain't watching theirs?
Exactly.
Because here's the thing, right? We say Cincinnati, right? We still ain't named not one player. We still holler Cincinnati.
You only know that Brian Kelly used to be their coach.
Right. Who is Cincinnati?
They got a good quarterback, Rattler, right? They got defense is really good. All right. So I mean, and then looking back at the schedule, K-Lou,
who own it?
Normally,
undefeated teams have featured guys that become household names.
I mean, who's on Notre Dame? Tell me who's Notre Dame star player other than the running back?
Hamilton,
quarterback.
Kyle Hamilton.
That's my point. It does.
I understand, but listen.
You see what I'm saying? It don't matter. The helmet is the name. Like, for real. Like, we don't care.
That would be a tragedy. You beat a team head up, just like I talked last week with Oregon. Oregon went out, and you saying the same thing. Ohio still leapfrog them. I just don't. That head up got to mean something.
All right,
that head up, and then you talking about Notre Dame.
Nike ain't worked in college football yet. We ain't seen that Nike magic yet.
Huh?
We haven't seen that Nike magic in college football yet. They don't care nothing about that.
But it's still the conference, man. It's still, if they win out, right, it's still the conference, especially, I mean, because OU losing, I think it helps them out just because, even though it's ranked lower, because OU was going to play a ranked Ohio State, Oklahoma State, they're going to play a ranked Baylor, right? Mm-hmm. So the ranking would have helped them because the back half of Oregon's schedule is not as strong, right? Utah winning helps as far as the conference because now Utah 24th, but they have to play Utah twice because which is crazy because they're in the north and what's the name in the south, so they may have to play them twice, which makes no sense. It's just crazy, but I just that's why I say Oregon went out there in just because they head-to-head battle. I think the head-to-head matchup got to mean something.
Again, that's game one with a brand new quarterback. They talk like this. I'm just sorry, but they do. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone on this panel disagrees with the Big Ten being the best conference in college right now, right? No, yes.
The top half for sure.
Right?
I think the top half is.
Oh, okay. DeHaven said SEC, MB.
Yeah, I toss up between those two, SEC.
But throw one out. So you saying SEC too?
SEC all day.
Sorry, DeHaven. This ain't here.
Take some of that conviction out. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say SEC.
Okay, and Jason?
I'm gonna say Big Ten.
All right, so 3-2, we beat y'all, right? Okay, so Big Ten versus Pac-12. Are we still having any kind of conversations?
It don't matter. You got the champ.
But it does, because you would have a Big Ten team that ran the table on arguably the best conference in football, and one that we know ain't even close to being that. And then you say, well, head to head, they beat them. When? Oh, game one. What was Ohio State?
It wasn't game one.
It was like game 3. And it was in Columbus.
It was in Columbus.
Again, that okay.
You can't
and guess what? And guess what? We know gonna travel. Guess who we know gonna travel? They already buy their tickets every year. Them tickets are paid for already.
Head-to-head matchup is a trump card.
Really don't. Even though the travel means something, it really don't, because you're getting paid for that TV money with this playoff. So I mean, they get that Gates is just extra. You get that TV money based on this. So
that Ohio State TV money is bigger than Oregon.
All I'm saying is, ain't none of us watching Cincinnati play. And we barely watching Oregon.
You know,
I bet
not the fun team we used to.
I bet in that room while they're all sitting around, when they get around to Cincinnati, somebody goes, "Are we gonna talk about Cincinnati?" And then there's silence. Then the whole room laughs, and then they just skip right. Goofing around. Anyway, so where are we putting Ohio State? Like, they just don't even. You can tell that there's no.
They got to run the Michigan gauntlet first before you
they run that table, man. I don't know how listen. They're sitting at 2
or 1
behind Georgia.
Georgia might lose.
Georgia
might lose to Bama in the SEC.
If Georgia loses to Bama, exactly double A. They sitting at 1.
Right.
Who? I don't care what y'all talk about.
They run that table.
They run that table, and they still got to win the Big Ten. So they got to run the table darn near twice.
Not over the SEC.
No, bro.
It's not over the SEC. Come on, y'all.
No.
Man, DeHaven, you living in the past, bro. It's not the SEC this year.
It is the SEC.
It is. They still got you got A&M that upset at Alabama.
Mississippi's
right?
good.
And what they doing since?
You got Mississippi State just upsetting somebody who wasn't.
Every week you got to get up.
You got somebody upsetting somebody.
We'll see in the playoffs.
Is it an upset?
We'll see in the playoffs.
I mean, but when you look at it though, K-Lou, we talked about this before. Like, a lot of these top teams got holes in them. You know, they're not as strong as they were in the past. Even you talking about Ohio State, right? I talked about this last week. Their defense is not as strong as it was in the past. They're
not as strong, but strong enough.
They're right now at the bottom. Their offense has been clicking. I mean, they got number 1 offense in Big Ten, but their defense is not as strong as well. So all these teams, like Georgia top team, but their offense is like, it's not a pretty offense. Alabama, inconsistent. We thought they were like, we thought it was just head and shoulders above, and then
I thought Bama was going to run away with it early on.
I honestly think Ohio State could beat them this year. And in the past, I never thought they had a shot because their offense is more explosive in the air, man. They just
with Georgia defensive line
was a one-hand bandit with Williams, man. It's starting to look very repetitive. They just trying to. It looked like a Pop Warner game. They're trying to see how many times and how many areas they can get him the football.
I think DeHaven just pointed out the best matchup. If you think about it, who we'd all like to see. I'd like to see this Ohio State offense versus Georgia defense. That would be a good matchup game as far as styles.
Yeah,
Who's got it?
They don't want to see that.
They all do.
They don't want to see that.
DeHaven speaking
I
like
live in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta.
Who's your
so.
team? You must be a perennial SEC guy.
Yeah, I live in Atlanta, home of the SEC. So I believe
so that's where it's coming from.
Every Saturday, 3:30 p.m. I'm not watching ABC in the Big Ten or Fox at 12. I tune in to CBS.
Yeah.
SEC today.
I'll say this.
It has been the king in the past. Seriously, like I'm not denying that, but not this year. Every year is different. You don't get credit because you've been dominant.
Look at how the most talented team Georgia's played all year. It's a butt of a joke, but if we're being honest, it's been Clemson. That's the most talented team on the opposing side of the ball that they have lined up against all year. Look how close that was, and look how down Clemson is. The only team that they have faced all year was similar talent level, 5 stars that MB
Florida had the same talent.
That is true.
What did he say?
Florida, Clemson.
Man, I said the most talented team Georgia's lined up against all year would be Clemson. I say way above Florida. I mean, Florida's close, but Florida's close. But Florida's got a whole host of other problems that Ohio State does not have. So I think Ohio State can line up and play their game against Georgia.
And they're better than both of them.
Them linebackers? All right.
Yeah.
I thought y'all would play defense. I mean,
bro,
you're not listening to what he said. He said, look how close they played Clemson, right? And Clemson's the most talented team they played. He said, and I believe he's saying Ohio State's more talented on offense than Clemson is. So why can't you see that they're gonna struggle? It's not gonna be what you think.
Ohio State.
I think because when you look at that Clemson Georgia game, right? Georgia offense, ain't hitting on nothing. Clemson defense is a defensive battle.
Right.
Like that Clemson offense didn't threaten Georgia defense.
But Georgia offense is bad against anybody.
No, they starting to be able to run the ball. They changed quarterbacks too.
That's what MB's correct with running the ball, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
but running the ball, we all know. Nick Saban, they made Nick Saban change who he is as a coach with that running stuff. So you're back to that. You can't run the ball on Ohio State and think you're gonna beat them because they can score.
That's what Oregon did.
You keep them off the field.
Again, MB, you keep going to game 1. That was his first starting game.
It wasn't
Oregon didn't do that.
It was a game
I told you that defense. Ohio's defense out of it's 12 teams. They're like 8th in total defense.
Oregon game was a track meet, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were like 8th.
They were running all over.
And then Oregon, even though we talk about the quarterback, we keep quarterback pass. Oregon was running stride for stride with their receivers, and Ohio State receivers are legit.
Yeah, they probably got the best receivers.
They're legit. And Oregon was running. They played man coverage and just like cat coverage. I got you. And I was like, they were sticking to those dudes. So I was surprised because of the speed Oregon showed. So I was like, man, because Ohio State receivers are legit.
Oh,
yeah. And they was running stride. They played man to man. They ain't played they played man to man, and they was getting it done. And then Oregon didn't have their top defensive player. He was hurt.
That part's getting left off.
You're right, MB. Game 2. Game 2.
At home. For each other.
You still act like they don't got a freshman quarterback.
Good luck with that. Because y'all, I hope you've been watching him lately. Him and Njib and Jabe and whatever. He 2 weeks in a row, he done darn near went for 200 in the app.
Who's that?
Njabe, or I'm probably trying to confuse his name and Olave together. I'm trying to make one player, but it's something.
No, I'm saying their offense
and Olave, but the Njib something. He's been killing 2 weeks in a row. Like he broke the Ohio State yards record last week, and then this week followed it up with another big time performance.
Hey,
right.
Lou, I hear you,
the
man.
Good part
their
is,
offense is
we'll see at the end.
They're definitely not the same team. Their offense is definitely better, but I think styles make fights, right? And I think when you take strength versus strength, Georgia defense versus Ohio State defense, you said it's a wash.
Wait,
now you got to go to the.
You said strength versus strength. So
I'm saying Ohio State offense versus Georgia defense.
Okay, right.
If you say that's a wash, then now you got to go through Georgia offense versus Ohio State defense.
I don't think it's a wash.
And I think that's where the edge goes, just
Clemson
because
showed us,
Ohio State, as far as the running game, their defense
I think that was
still
Jason's point, though. It wasn't a wash. It's not going to be a wash. That was his point.
Yeah, and I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Georgia defense is good. It's really good. And they play a lot of man-to-man coverage.
The defense is almost
man-to-man. They play a lot of man coverage, and that D-line go eat. I would love to see that matchup.
They haven't played a team all year that has that much talent on offense that can get the ball where they want it to go. Ohio State can beat them either way. They haven't played a team this year that can beat them either way.
I agree. But you brought up the Clemson, and I was like, Clemson, offensively, they didn't challenge them, you know?
And guess what happened?
It was a defense versus defense.
Georgia only put up 3 points the whole game. If it wasn't for a pick six, that's a tie game in overtime. Yeah. So you're telling me
Ohio State defense is not the same as Clemson defense, especially early in the season.
I think they may not be as good scheme wise.
They're not.
But
they're not good.
They can play differently because they have an offense that can put them in a position to play differently. We were just trying to keep the game from getting out of control. I think Ohio State beats Georgia by 10. They can run the ball. They can decide how they want to play. They won't get boxed in.
Can't wait to see that matchup.
And I think when I think Ohio State, MB, I'm thinking more like Kansas City. You know, like super explosive on offense and gives up a lot on defense, but you have to conform to what they do because they play so well on offense, and that's the issue. Unless they can put together a Tampa Bay game plan.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you keep them off the field and you run that ball and pound it and shorten that game.
Do. Keep them off the field.
And that's what. I like I say, I can't wait. I would love to see that matchup. I think it'd be a great matchup. I think that'll be the.
We ain't gonna see it because they.
Alabama
that's a 1-4 matchup. The other way with Ohio State up top.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's Alabama, Georgia. We about to see that matchup. I think that's gonna be a great matchup.
But I think we all talked about. I think what ends up happening with Alabama, Georgia, that's the crazy part. I think I agree with probably AA. Bama beats Georgia and both of them go.
That's what I assume is going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want both of them.
Yeah, I want both.
But I think you're gonna get it, MB. I think you'll get it.
I think the two best teams, man, is Georgia and Alabama. That's the two best teams. Ohio State is not considered two best teams. They may not make it out the conference. You know.
And you're right. That could happen, which tells you how great their conference is.
I think it's very competitive, but it's you had Texas A&M beat, and we was talking about Alabama, like Bryce Young, all this stuff. We was like, man, they had a complete team, their offense, defense. We was like, wow, you know. We was raving about them, and then A&M like made them look like they was point shaving. You know?
Not really, MB. It was a field goal.
Their defense. They exposed their defense.
They definitely exposed the D.
They exposed their defense.
Yeah.
What? Okay. And
I'm
not. Yeah, but like that's called Jimbo Fisher.
I know.
He does that to everybody.
Jason called it out before the season, but I mean, right, Jay? Did you call out before the season? Yeah, but we was like, no way A&M was gonna beat them, and they exposed their defense. You know,
you had a kick return in that game too, so that was a big momentum in that second half. That gave that A&M that cushion to be able to play down towards those last.
But A&M was like they were because Alabama play a lot of 2-man coverage as well, and man, A&M was like their guys was getting open. They was like making stuff happen. I was like, wow, I was shocked.
That's Jimbo Fisher though, because
I thought it was a
at
two-team race. I thought it was just Alabama and Georgia. But I mean, I don't know. SEC, they're not ranked as Ohio as the Big Ten, but Mississippi is good this year.
That's crazy. Why do they get credit? What did we go by then?
Let me ask you this.
They're playing each other.
Okay, they the best, regardless, DeHaven. I don't care what they do.
If Oregon runs the table, can they match up with either one of those SEC teams?
Oh no, goodness no.
You asking DeHaven?
I'm asking you guys. You played in the league.
Hey, try this on for size though for me. If you look at current rankings, Georgia hasn't beaten a ranked team all year. What's up with that? Look at it.
It don't matter. They the best in the world, Jason.
No, I'm saying, listen. I'm saying that they all are this year, man. Every team got major kryptonite. This year,
and Georgia is anything because they
Georgia
haven't played
offense is suspect.
Against all unranked teams, according to Jason, what he just said, though, MB. And you still saying they got holes and they ain't played nobody.
But I'm saying,
you know,
the team, hey, listen. When they played somebody, the teams was ranked when they played them.
Yeah, they were. Kentucky was ranked. Auburn was ranked.
Yeah, they played them. They were ranked. They're just not ranked right now.
So what does that tell us about those teams, MB?
About what?
They were not.
They played Clemson game one. So preseason was wrong.
Look, they played. Listen up. They played Arkansas, right? Arkansas killed A&M. They made Texas A&M look like a JV team. The speed that Arkansas was running routes, they had a quarterback that looked like Cam Newton, Jr., right? They made it look bad. Georgia took that same offense that was supposed to be explosive and made it look like JV football. Like they didn't practice all year. Like they was in COVID protocol the whole season.
Jacksonville
it's just about matchup.
There you go, Jason. What you just said.
Every team this year has got a major question mark. That's all I'm saying.
Jacksonville beat Buffalo. Are they the AFC East leaders?
Man, the championship is December 4th in Atlanta. Just say it right now. That's the championship.
It's not, man.
December 4th in ATL.
It's not.
Popcorn ready. That's the championship.
The SEC championship or the playoff championship?
But, look, so that means you going for Bama then. You saying Bama going to win it all.
The SEC's going to win it this year. Let's put it that way.
It's all about matchups. I think it's up for grabs. It's just about matchups. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
If Ohio State can handle both these Michigan teams, I wouldn't want to face them in a playoff game.
I mean, but who like Big Ten? Who have they played? Like other than play themselves?
They beat up on each other, but their games
ranked high, now they down low. I was ranked high, now they're down low.
They still ranked though, MB. All of them still ranked.
Who?
They still ranked.
They've been playing each other. Who the hell
they're
they played
still ranked.
Ohio State played Oregon outside their conference, took an L. Who have they played outside their conference?
I don't know, but they all still ranked.
Notre Dame, and Notre Dame beat them, but Wisconsin is leading on the other side. Who have they played? Who have they played?
They all ranked, MB.
Who have they played, though?
That was the question. You still talking about who, but they're ranked. But I guess ranking won't mean anything as long as the side y'all fighting for ain't ranked. You know what I'm saying? Like, this crazy.
I'm just saying they've been playing each other, so they're highly ranked. So when they take an L, they don't drop down that low because they're playing each other.
Oh,
like Michigan State got the worst defense in the Big Ten, the worst defense, and they're ranked the worst, the bottom, and they're ranked what 6, 7? They're worse. So, the worst defense in the Big Ten.
So earlier, when you were using Texas A&M beating Alabama as an example of how good they were. That's SEC beating SEC, but that was an example of how good they are. But Ohio State playing Big Ten teams, so if you lose to the Big Ten, that's how bad the Big Ten is. But the SEC losing to the SEC, that's how good they are.
They still good. Yeah.
Yeah. So SEC losing to SEC,
it's a deeper conference. SEC is a deeper conference.
Listen to what I'm saying.
To you, Dave.
Listen to what I'm saying. SEC losing to SEC.
That's how the Big Ten guy talking honestly about the Big Ten. You're an SEC guy waving your flag.
I'm
an ACC guy.
Yeah, this is the first year I can say in a long time the SEC top to bottom is not loaded. I mean, there's definitely a top, no doubt about that. They're definitely the best of the best, but top to bottom, the Big Ten is every week it looks like these are great games.
Who's the third best SEC team? Who's the third best? Pick somebody.
A&M.
Right now, SEC, probably Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss, A&M.
Ole Miss, A&M, yeah.
Who's the third best Big Ten team?
Shucks.
Michigan.
Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State.
You can say
Big Ten, they passed the pageant test this year. I mean, but they keep playing. They keep
no,
playing.
but answer the question. Don't go off on a tangent. Answer his question. Who's the third best?
Probably Michigan.
I mean, you got a whole bunch of them. You got Michigan.
And that's the point. That's his point, though.
I understand.
That's the only thing he's trying to say. And that's coming from without rankings, without anything.
Yeah.
Who's the best? It's clear in the SEC. It's unclear in the Big Ten by miles.
I think there's more parity at the top. The top 5 Big Ten teams are better than the top. SEC has 2 teams. Like, what are we even talking about? It's 2 teams.
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah. Stop at Texas A&M. So Texas A&M will run the table then, right?
I'll be the Big Ten.
Yeah. Okay.
Jimbo's running
look,
Baton Rouge.
I wish it was like SEC.